Sometimes everything goes according to plan. Sometimes they go horribly. Join us while we tell tales of games gone wrong. This is Curmudgeons and Dragons RPG Horror Stories.
Hello, adventurers. How's everybody doing?
I'm all right.
Awesome.
Good. Live from quarantine.
Yes, Jim's still locking himself down,
I'm still sitting in
He's
my
fine.
bedroom.
presumably.
I'm fine. My wife came back from her concert trip with a little bit of COVID. Well, she is already on the
Just a
mend.
little.
I'm happy.
Just
to
a little COVID.
Just a little.
As
Just
a treat.
little. It's fine. That's a treat.
modest COVID. Yeah.
We just had an extra 30,000 people in my town, which is a
Oh,
town of, I think the population is under 10,000.
That was
So
for
an extra
See Here Now,
30,000
right?
came in. That was for See Here Now. Yeah, over in
Oh,
Asbury
my
Park.
sister was at that.
Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey. Yeah.
Greetings from the entire, literally every inch of that beach was covered with person.
Ugh. I didn't like that kind of shit before the pandemic. I like
Oh, we
Never
were talking
went-
the whole time. We're like, I've never
Oh.
felt older than when I looked at that and I was just like, that doesn't look like fun.
look at it and go,
Like-
absolutely not.
Oh.
Like going to a 2-day festival show like that, I'm like, that sounds like a lot of work. Like, I don't know if I care.
Welcome to the other side, brother.
I don't
I
want
know.
to smell like
Happy to
PBR
have you
for
here.
that long.
Like Green Day's cool, but just like, can I just like go see Green Day and that's it?
No.
Although Idols was there and that's the only band I really wanted to see and I had to miss them. All right. Anyway, so me missing Idols, that's one horror story. And then we're going to tell some horror stories about
I've got
D&D.
another.
How's that for a transition? How about that?
Beautiful. 15 out of 10.
Josie, you weren't on the last one. I would love if you would read me a story.
I was not. I was at work and did not check my messages
So-
in time.
Sort of a
That's
horror
okay.
story on its all by itself.
No.
Josie not being here, that is a horror story.
Yeah.
it
Especially
had a
because
happy
I
ending
went back
because
and
I
listened
got
to
some
that episode.
goddamn
I was
peace
like,
and quiet.
I have so many opinions about this. It's unbelievable.
Oh, that was the Rogue story, right? The
Yeah.
Rogue with the class features. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was getting
Well,
very mad.
Well, we're gonna have opinions on this story then.
We're going to have a different story today. This one is about player gambles hours of my work away. It's posted by user Victor882, and it's only like a week old.
Yep.
I don't really hate the player for this, and I mostly laughed about it, but it was kind of a dick move, which arguably is what makes it funny, is that it's a dick move. I am a GM that loves designing magical items. I'm not, the OP is. Just for clarification.
Thanks, Josie. Thanks. Got it.
Anytime, of course. I also like to
Super-
make a
super
physical
cool of you to
little
point that
card
out.
thing. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I've ever talked about how I've never DM'd a game before. It's fine. Anyway, as
Keep
I
the
was
story,
saying,
Josie.
I also like to make a physical little card thing with the description and a simple illustration of the major magic items in the party. They love it, because who doesn't love a little
I love
extra
it.
effort? In the past, my player found a tamer version of the deck of many things that I made.
Heyo! There we go.
Sorry.
It's that tamer version. Tamer version.
Sorry.
I
Once you say deck, once you
was-
say deck of many things,
don't know why I
that's
made
it.
that weird
That-
bleeding noise.
we know what the horror story is. Sorry about that.
I know it's okay.
That's actually not the horror of the story.
No, Okay.
Okay.
I found.
Sorry.
I-
Continue.
I found a tamer version of the deck of many things. Pause for Jim.
Yeah.
Heyo.
That I made full of new fun effects that does not shatter your campaign. Keep that in mind. Player in question changed
Jim, you keeping it?
characters.
You keeping
Keep
it?
it in mind. Is it in there? Are you good?
My dubious expression does not make good radio, but I will tell you that I have a dubious expression on my face.
This is not the deck of
makes
many
me
campaign
f-
endings.
It makes me
Okay.
happy. Your dubious expression.
All right.
So the player in question changed characters, and the party is at level 7, so I allow him to start with a rare magical item. I spend hours designing his item and making the physical card for him. It is a very cool loot that casts different versions of Magic Missile in the form of musical notes for his bard, that he apparently loved. As
I
his
also love
character enters the party, he says he must go through an initiation ritual in which he must draw a card from the deck. Draws a card that lets him exchange a magical item for another randomly rolled one from a chart I also made. Knowing he totally could save that specific card for later, gambles the loot away immediately. Never even used it. Rolled a sword that he couldn't use.
Oof.
Profit? Questionable. You done fucked up, Ron.
That's it. That's the whole story.
That's it.
Gets handed this cool item and then immediately just like trades it for a sword he can't use.
I feel for the DM because when you put so much work into something, only for somebody to be like, yeah, cool. I'd like money for this, please. It's just, oh no. But backfired immediately. You got a sword you couldn't use. Fuck you. I hope you learned your lesson.
Now you get nothing.
Yeah, man. So wait. So if we all think for a moment back on how did that happen? What was the thing that made that exchange possible?
I bet it was.
I'm thinking if I read back, I said, it was the deck of many things.
It was a deck of many things, not the deck of many things.
Yeah, it was a customized deck of many things. And that was a card he put in there.
And I love it. And I love it's like, well, I nerfed the deck so that it wouldn't destroy the campaign. It would only destroy this one beautiful thing that I made. That's like,
I would give that
well
loot.
done, my friend.
No. That loot immediately got transported to the big bad evil guy. You see it throughout the rest of the campaign, taunting you for your mistake.
The most important change that he made from the real deck of many things to the deck of a couple things, which is what I'm calling this from now on. The deck of a few little guys.
The deck of a couple little fellas.
A couple little fellas. Little guys.
Just a little guy.
And it says the player knew this. I would challenge whether or not the player remembered this, but you can save the card for later. Deck of many things goes off immediately as soon as you draw the card. The deck of a couple stuff.
The deck of a couple stuff.
Okay. That's
this was the player fucking it up. Yeah, that's a huge thing. Okay. And like, I am very much pro deck of a couple stuff.
I love the deck of a couple stuff. I think that's great.
If I were going to do a campaign based around deck of many things, here's how I would do it. I would use the full deck, regular deck. Mm-hmm. But the point of the campaign is they're going around collecting the cards and gathering them together. But the deck doesn't work at all until it's fully assembled. And that is the climax of the game. Is they've got the deck together, they pull cards, and
they can break
what kind of crazy shit happens because we all say, okay, the deck is fully assembled. Now the gloves are off. Whatever bonkers place this goes, we agree we're going to go together because we've had this whole campaign. And the kind of triumphant moment is, woo, the deck is together. We can use it. And then maybe you even just pull cards and everybody does a narrative epilogue or something.
Isn't that sort of the plot of Dragon Ball?
I was thinking this is more like the Pokemon deck of many things.
Is it?
What do you collect these Dragon Balls for?
It's not quite Dragon Ball. It's not
this is where I get pilloried by everybody when I say I've never seen Dragon Ball, so I don't know.
I watched a lot of it when I was little.
A lot of it
blended
I would say
together.
It's quite Dragon Ball, but this is a little like I don't know. It is like
7-year-old
MacGuffin
in love with
collecting.
Piccolo.
I do love a good MacGuffin collection, but I do like how this is
like 7 parts or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm absolutely pro nerfed deck of many things. I think, and I think it's even better when it's homebrewed because like everyone at this point, if you've been playing a little bit, knows about the deck of many things. Like it's just a thing that's out there.
Yes, yeah.
Like anybody who knows what
D&D is, stories that begin with that than
you mean end with that.
Well, yes. I mean, sorry. The post about the horror story starts with, so I gave my characters the deck of many things, ...
There it
and
is.
Then it's, exactly. That's the heyo part of it.
Listen, it's not like, every time that you get to pinpoint the exact moment where you fucked up. But the few times in your life when you can,
holding it in your hand, actually.
Right. The few times in your life when you can really pinpoint it, it's just nice. It's just nice to know exactly where you fucked up sometimes.
If I just walked away instead of throwing the punch at that security guard, my life would have gone very different. Right. Like that kind of thing. Yeah, exactly.
Just read through the campaign notes. It's like, oh, well, we beat the big bad. We saved the NPC. We got the deck of many things. Oh, there it is. All right.
Yes.
My friend George has a horror story about breaking a campaign with the deck of many things. And maybe one day I will read it to you all. Yes, it's very funny.
Well, have him write it down and submit it to curmudgeondragonspod@gmail.com.
George.
Or bring him on the show as a guest star.
George, my sweet little potato baby. Send in your story. Stop being a bitch. Because I keep bothering him to do it. He goes,
curmudgeonsanddragonspod@gmail.com. You send in your stories and for consideration on the show. And if we like it a lot, we'll have you on to read it. Just ask Glenn. He had a great time.
I'm going to hold a gun to his head and make him write it.
Here's another angle I want to take on this. And this is gonna maybe do a little bit of advance work for our homework episode that we're going to do. And that is that the players in that game might not understand how much work he's putting in to do these little cards.
Yeah.
Because they only see the end product, and like, they may look at that and go, oh, cool, you took another 5 minutes to whip one of these things out, and maybe it takes an hour or something like that.
If he's doing very detailed drawings of the items, I can't imagine somebody looks at that and goes, what, did you whip that up in 15 minutes? Be like, no, motherfucker, it's colored and everything.
Don't know.
It's in crayon, and it's like,
OP, you can charge for those kinds of services,
some kind of it's like a weird like Mid-Journey thing where one of their eyes is like the wrong size and stuff like this.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so I was in a one shot a few months ago, and the DM had like slips of paper with like the magic item stuff printed on it, and like a very like stock photo of it. I don't even thought that amount of effort. I thought that was great. We found a maybe like a Periapta poison that we pulled off a troll or something. I forget what it was, or I know we definitely pulled off the troll. I thought that amount of effort was great. And since then, Mid-Journey and DALL-E 2 have been pretty much open to whoever wants to pay a couple $1 a month for it. And I have been making these really cool, I think these look great, very like 3D art, common items. So I've been making like,
it's great for that kind of thing.
Yeah. I've been making like potions in heart-shaped vials and, giving them to my players to find healing potions.
I love that.
Stuff without human anatomy works best in that.
Items are great
in those AI things. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. And, pro tip, throw the phrase octane render at the end of it and as an art style. And it just comes out in this very cool, like 3D concept art. And, I've been using those. They've been great, but maybe the player just didn't understand how much work went into this. And like, a lot of players don't understand exactly how much work.
I think understand is the wrong word. I think what you meant was appreciate. I don't think they appreciated the amount of work that the DM put in. It's
either one or the other. I think it's much more likely to not fully grasp how much effort went into that. And had I feel they may have appreciated it, but I don't know these players.
The other thing that you've got here is two different things that are super cool that this DM did, but that work at cross purposes with each other, right? Like that deck is super cool and that's awesome. And like clearly he put a lot of work into it and wants the players to engage with it. But then he did a thing with the deck that specifically is a problem for those cool magic items that he creates, that he puts a lot of work into, that he wants the DM, that he wants the players to work with.
Yeah.
It's like that, that thing where you put a villain that you put a lot of work into and that you want to be an ongoing thing, but then like explicitly set the players up to get into a fight with that person. Like if you want it to be a campaign villain, but if you want it to be a campaign villain, you don't then set up a combat with them at level 3.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's that kind of thing. And because like you can do both of those things well, but if they can't kind of coexist with each other, then you got to be careful about how you're dropping them into the game. And that sure seems like what happened here. Both of those things are awesome, but they just can't exist at the same time.
No.
Yeah. So I want to on record that Jim said a deck of many things was awesome. And that's going to be...
No, this is the deck of a couple of things.
This is a deck of a couple stuff.
This is a deck of some stuff.
There we go. All right.
A deck of many things.
Sorry, let me rephrase. It's a thing that the DM thought was awesome and that he wanted his players to engage with. So yeah.
That's it. That works.
But these are both behaviors that I would like to encourage.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I got. Anybody else?
No.
Nice.
I think that's it. That's
Josie,
all I
thanks
have.
for reading.
Of course, anytime.
And that's going to be it till, we got an episode coming out next Wednesday. And then we got a new horror story next week.
Yeah.
And that's everything. Guys, check us out, curmudgeonsanddragons.com. Everything we like and is on there. Link to the stories in the show notes. And that's going to do it. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Take care.
Thank you for listening to Curmudgeons and Dragons. please share this with your favorite adventurers and leave a review. If you have a tale we should tell, please send it to us at curmudgeonsanddragons.com/contact for consideration. You are now out of initiative.
This has been a JTP Audio podcast. Thanks for listening.